I've been telling anybody that will listen that Mitch McConnell is almost as important as Donald Trump to remove in 2020. McConnell is a Republican senator from Kentucky. He's the Senate Majority Leader. He has been a really effective Republican legislator. And when I say that, I'm praising him only in the fact that he's been able to achieve so much, not that he's achieved anything I like. I think his achievements have been wholly destructive, actually. But he has been effective in a way that is extraordinarily detrimental to the country. And I would argue that it is nearly as important to remove him in 2020 as it is to remove Donald Trump. And Mitch McConnell now has a 2020 challenger who I'm going to tell you about in a second. Now, in what ways has McConnell been effective? He's been effective for a decade in significantly pushing the U.S. judiciary to the right. And this ranges from lower courts all the way up to and including the Supreme Court. You might remember, notably, at the end of Barack Obama's presidency, Merrick Garland was nominated by Barack Obama to the Supreme Court. And Mitch McConnell was able to successfully stonewall that nomination, not even hold confirmation hearings. And that led directly to Donald Trump getting an additional Supreme Court pick once he became president and was inaugurated. And that is a decade long. That's a win for the right that will pay dividends for decades, long after Mitch McConnell is gone. Mitch McConnell has been obstructing all attempts to secure the 2020 election from foreign interference. Mitch just isn't going to have it, okay? And meanwhile, Mitch is taking money from lobbyists for the biggest voting machine manufacturers in the United States. Now, I could go on, but this guy's toxic. He's a truly negative influence on our country, on our society, on our culture, on our economy. Amy McGrath is a retired fighter pilot, a Democrat, a former Marine, and she is taking on Mitch McConnell. Now, back in 2018 in the midterms, she tried to defeat Republican Congressman Andy Barr. That was in the Kentucky 6th District. It didn't work, okay? She certainly is a more moderate Democrat than Bernie Sanders, right? But this is Kentucky. She's right on way more issues than Mitch McConnell is right on. And this is a really big opportunity. Now, I also want to be realistic. I don't want to be negative, but this is an uphill battle. Knocking off an incumbent Republican senator in a red state is tough in general, especially when a president of the same party is up for re-election, as is the case in 2020. But it is not impossible. And even if Amy McGrath ultimately doesn't win, she may be able to seriously damage Mitch McConnell in the process. And more importantly, she might be able to force the National Republican Party to pour money into keeping Mitch McConnell's seat, which is money that then will not go to other candidates in other seats, which is a really good thing no matter what. Now, there are some factors working against Mitch McConnell and in Amy McGrath's favor. Number one, Trump is not popular, and McConnell is certainly a Trump-associated senator in many ways. Number two, McConnell is not actually that popular. McConnell's net approval is minus 13, meaning 13 percentage points of the population more disapprove rather than approve of the job McConnell is doing. And understand that Kentucky is a very red state. Kentucky leans towards Republicans by plus 23, and McConnell is minus 13, okay? That's a minus 36, what's called popularity above replacement senator score. Now, all of this considered, the unfortunate truth is that a lot of those Republicans in Kentucky who disapprove of Mitch McConnell just want a different Republican. They don't want a Democrat, and they would still choose McConnell over a Democrat. And we have only to look at Alabama to understand how this works. In December of 2017, there was a special election in Alabama where serial accused sex assaulter Roy Moore almost won against Doug Jones. And Moore lost not because Republicans said, hey, let's vote for Doug Jones. Doug Jones won and Roy Moore lost because some Republicans just stayed home. And remember, Moore almost did win. Moore received 48.3% of the vote in that special election in Alabama, the overwhelming majority of all Republican voters who did choose to vote in that election. So let's see what happens. It would be a massive victory to remove Mitch McConnell. It would be good for Amy McGrath. Even if she's not the progressive I'd like, it would be good for Amy McGrath to replace Mitch McConnell. And we've got to understand this is Kentucky. It's not Massachusetts. It's not Vermont. It's not California. So let's see what we can do to help Amy McGrath in this election. We'll talk about her more upcoming.